units like attack that make something more valuable. One is instant hit. So, for example, Marines and tanks, I think there's math that showed it's the equivalent of a +2, or it's the equivalent of a +3 attack upgrade is being able to instantly hit, because that means your damage gets dealt that so much quicker than your opponent's, who doesn't necessarily instantly hit. Burrowed Zergling here, always fun. Also, guys, if you're like smurfing or in customs or something, burrow Banelings and somewhat natural. Oh, it's so much fun. We only see 2 tanks, which is probably wise considering the fact that we are afraid of the corruptors if we are Demuslim. Meanwhile, Naugram, just with an absolutely relentless force and being the smartest Zerg in the world, getting air armor. The Broodlords aren't there to deal damage. The Broodlords are there to be the carriers of this game. They're to be the type of unit that makes the AI tweak and are just super hard to deal with. They're not there to actually deal damage. They're there to survive and make your unit's AI go nuts. It's too bad the carriers aren't better, isn't it? These poor SCVs. They're doomed. Demuslim getting +3/+2. Meanwhile, Zerg melee attack level 3 is going down. Let's see if he has crack. He does have crack. His Zerglings are now crack addicts. Oh, I found this out too. EMP doesn't reveal burrowed units. So that was really funny. Demuslim just, yeah, EMP. Oh wait, no, it doesn't do anything. So Demuslim down 6 in supply. If we look at the units tab, 58 SCVs to 7 drones. So therefore, you look at the units killed. Only 1 of Demuslim's workers have been killed. 17 of Naugram's workers have been killed. We look then at the army tab. We see that the army supply as Demuslim is significantly higher. But at the same time, this is not a this is a force to be reckoned with. I had a caster blip right there. What that is when your brain starts to say something and your mouth has not caught up. So it's like, this is not a scary force. No, wait, yes it is. Shut up. Shut up. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. You didn't hear me say it. Alright, Demuslim sort of caught out of position if these Zerglings were to come in and massacre these tanks. These 2 Thors, I like them a lot. Thors are actually surprisingly good versus Broodlords, especially just because Thors are an all-around awesome unit. Thor Zane himself taught us that. This is a very scary, very well-balanced force for Demuslim. But at the same time, Naugram eventually will just be unstoppable because his Broodlings have +3 armor and +3 attack. I'm going to take a moment to take a sip of my tasty beverage. His Infestors also have Neural Parasite, so if he chose to, he could swoop in, Neural Parasite the tanks, allow his force to get right up on top of them, then use the Broodlings to kill the tanks soon after, dealing as much friendly splash as possible, then roll in with many a Zergling and a Baneling. Oh, Demuslim could be horribly caught out of position. Where are his tanks? Where are your tanks, Demuslim? Oh no! Where are his tanks? Oh, but some great snipes! He appears to be focusing down the Corruptors, not the best choice. The Baneling swooping in, dealing massive damage. Who wins this engagement? I think it goes to Demuslim. There's a single Broodlord left, and there's just too much stuff that shoots up. A clutch use of Ghost Snipe right there. That shows you the power of the 45 damage to all biological targets. There is a full medevac moving out with 3-2 Marines with Stim and Combat Shield. His main CC has been lifted over here to these minerals. Naugram is reeling. He's trying everything he can. He has a lot of Corruptors, but he doesn't have that many Infestors. Infestors are the linchpin unit. Corruptor Broodlord is easily beaten by anything and everything. Or more specifically by Thor's Marines Ghosts. The Infestors are the keystone. The Infestors are the things that makes this composition difficult to deal with. And if he doesn't have enough Infestors, then simply it doesn't mesh. But he did just morph in 6 Infestors, and this Infestor right here could drop a lot of infested Terrans around this. The cool thing about infested Terrans is they can be used to zone other units. So if you put, like, you can wall off little spaces as, like, mineral lines with infested Terrans. We see the Corruptors moving forward, ready to kill those Vikings. The siege tanks caught on siege. It appears that this will be the last gasp of Demuslim. It's just the Zerg swarm, too powerful. He has 4 tanks back behind it, though. He has a clutch of Marines over here. And there's just simply too many Broodlings for the Thors and the Ghosts and the Marines to handle. Moving forward, the Broodlord with +2 armor. Again, a brilliant move that may have just won him the game. A drop coming over here with many a crackling. This could be the deciding battle right here. Casting Corruption. The SCVs repairing as quickly as possible. The Marines stimming forward, and the Thor falls. But the tanks are unsieged. And Demuslim asks, want to tell me what I could have done? I don't know. Now, I will say this. I do this sometimes in my games. I ask, oh, what should I have done that would have been better? And oftentimes people are like, I don't know. And I think if somebody asks you this, it's sort of your responsibility as a fellow gamer to go up to them and give you the best advice possible. I think a lot of people on the forums, and especially on Battle.net, are extremely condescending, and I make an effort to be as manner as possible in my games. And so let's see how Naugram responds. Pardon. You'll see how difficult it is to deal with the Infestor, Broodlord, Corruptor mix. This is kind of funny. Demuslim's actually asking Naugram specifically what he should have done, which I really hope he says, because I'm sort of interested in what the opinion of this guy is as well. His first attack. See, I don't actually agree with this. I feel like Demuslim's first attack, it did a considerable amount of damage, and more importantly, it didn't make him behind. His first attack functionally put him even with the Zerg. He lost his Marines, but the Zerg lost a lot of potential drones, and I think he lost a Queen as well. He lost some spine crawlers. At any rate, I don't think any time you can go, well, your first attack failed and you never really recovered, because I would claim the opposite. What I would claim is that Demuslim had a time when he could push before the Zerg tech popped. He could kill the Zerg before the Infestors were really in a critical number, specifically before Neural Parasite. And I think Demuslim stayed back and got a few too many tanks. But at the same time, you could claim that his timing was still fine. The Broodlords weren't up, and simply he caught the tanks unsieged. So let's see what Naugram has to say. That's not undeniable. It could be that... I mean, one could claim that Demuslim did sort of over a commit, and I'll have to look at this in a non-caster's light. This is a very interesting conversation. I do think Naugram's being a little bit condescending here. Somebody like White Raw would be talking about the positives and the negatives. Right now, Naugram's just going, yeah, your drops failed, you didn't have any tech, you played like absolute shit, god, why are you even uninstall, nub? And this is the kind of thing that makes playing these kind of games really unfun, is when someone's going to come up to you, ask you for help, and all you can say are criticisms, and you can't actually think about what the other person could do to improve. You can only think about the way the person failed. So let's, again, see what Naugram responds with. It's kind of interesting. Apparently Destiny beat Startail's Bomber. Bomber, of course, is very good. Muslim, being a little bit bad manner himself. So, guys, this is my first cast of the evening. I think I'm going to get 3 to 5 in. Tell me what you liked. I doubt most of you stayed this long to see me sit here and commentate two people talking to each other over the internet. But if you did, thanks for sticking it out. You heard a lot of stuff at the beginning. I'm Admiral Newkirk. This was Demuslim and Naugram. Congratulations, Naugram, on an excellent game and an excellent victory. GG to all. And don't forget to subscribe, guys. See ya.